3 of whom are school age, and I'm here to assert the critical need for continued funding and accountability for our educational system. Not only based on my experiences, but the countless families who rely on the Department of Education.
Glad you guys came.
I want to tell you guys a little bit about my story, but it's essential to remember that my story is not remarkable. It's not a unicorn. It's a story of many families represented throughout many districts. I relocated to North Salem after overcoming domestic violence and homelessness. I was fortunate to secure housing within the town's only affordable housing community. I thought that I was on my way to one of the finest districts in the country, that I should be grateful that it was going to be an affluent district. Well, 2 of my children receive special education services. Whether it's mental or physical boundaries, we all know disabilities, no race, socioeconomic class, gender. The services my children receive are not merely beneficial, they're essential for their academic and future success. The IDEA Act, or Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, provides these services to my children. My eldest son was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder at age 3. This is a disorder that affects boys 3 times more than girls. At the time that he was diagnosed, I struggled to find care. So as you can imagine, when I moved to North Salem, I thought that my woes would be over. Well, after he was placed in an RTF, which is a residential treatment facility, and returned back to district, it took 3 months for my district to get him back in school. Is that right? No! 3 months because they couldn't secure busing, transportation to an out-of-district placement because my district, an affluent district, does not have the services and resources within our town schools. Well, you might say, it's just him, it's just the level of care he needs. But that's a great segue into my now 6-year-old who receives a 504 plan. He receives a 504 for reading and for speech because under early intervention, we had no access to services because we're in a desert area. Upper Westchester lacks resources for working families. These services provided are during work hours. They are not able to come into schools. I was unfortunately paying 50% of my income to rent, and I could not afford to miss work. So who suffered? My children suffered.
Right.
Is that right?
No.
Economically, North Salem is characterized as a relatively affluent community. Its median household income is higher than both state and national averages, but that didn't make the challenges my children face any easier. That did not make the process seamless for me, a fairly educated, English fluent individual. Now I want you to remember the kids in less affluent areas, the children of immigrant families, the children of families that the education system has already failed, and imagine them not having the protections of the Department of Education. Imagine them being silenced. We must stand firm in our advocacy for these essential resources and structures. Our children deserve an educational experience that not only meets their diverse needs, but also empowers them to thrive. We We must demand that when Congress discusses rights about or considers these children, they are not numbers on a paper. They're not products of a zip code or representatives of an address, but they are real faces. They are the kid that waves at you in the supermarket, the kid whose laughter you hear at the park. They are our future and our responsibility to protect, despite what neighborhood or to whom or how they were born. If Mike Flower cannot protect our children, we must vote him out.